week. And just to start the show off right, we got Jimmy Dag and we've got my Golden Knights fella. And this is a gift that Kane gave me for my birthday one year. Yes, that's him. And tonight, 6 o'clock, go Knights go. We're going to play Montreal. I'm sure it's going to be a full house. And Montreal's a little shut down, I think, because of COVID. And so they're not, when we go there, they're not going to have the energy that we have. I'm going to just do a little check here like I do to make sure everything's working. Yep, everything's working. Cool. So, Jimmy, I'm so happy you're here today.
Thanks. Me too.
Now, we listed 114 homes over the weekend, and we put 141 under contract. What I see, Jimmy, and I really want your take on this. We have right now 2,400 and let's see what I'm doing. 2,445 homes available, single family homes, and they're inching up there. The available homes are inching up there. And we listed 67 single family homes over the weekend. That's part of the 88 that we listed, which is the majority, of course, from 0 to 400,000. But I'm wondering, I feel that the tide is shifting a little bit.
I agree. It's the numbers are very small, but it's not going the wrong direction the way it was consistently. Right. every single week, lower. Right. So I didn't even have my lighting on today. It's a Monday. So yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it in the office. I can feel it in our classes that the market isn't as frantic. I think a lot of it is, a lot of the calmness that I feel was because people, agents and buyers and sellers understand the market. You know, in the beginning, when it was such a booming frenzy, I think we were all a little taken back by getting 20 offers in one day. You know, but I don't think that we have that momentum or whatever you call it, that frenzy going on right now. Yeah, it's not as bad for sure. It's calmed down a little bit.
And the interesting thing is the interest rates went down. The interest rates went down. Let me hide this for a second. I have a chart here. Freddie Mac just published this, that the rates went down.
Well, that's good because I was afraid rates were going to hit us an affordability issue.
Yeah, me too. And they didn't. So that's a good thing. And I'm going to hide that for a second and go back to my chart because what I need class on Friday. So I put it here on on our stats sheet that at 3%, I just took the 3%, which is the Freddie Mac rate is lower, 2.96, but an average of 3%. For every $100,000, it's $441 of principal and interest. So then if you want to know, okay, I'm going to buy a medium priced home or my mortgage is going to be $385,000, you would take the 441 times 3.85 and that would equal your payment. So just makes it easier so you don't have to use a mortgage calculator or whatever, as long as the interest rates are hovering there. And, you know, the Fed did say they would, Jimmy, remember?
I do. I remember they would. And you never know nobody expected a pandemic either.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So if the Deutsche Bank collapses or something like that goes across the financial community, it can affect everybody.
Yeah. It really can. And, you know, when you compare, I've got this comparison chart that I have. When you compare us to California, Arizona, Utah, Oregon, Idaho, and across the United States, our medium priced home is cheaper than everybody on this chart except Tucson, Arizona. And I'm going to post this in the group because I think people need to get that out there, especially if you're doing LinkedIn and you're sending information out to get referrals from other agents in other states. And if you are doing any target marketing on social media, which I always say you should be, you can boost to these states and show them this chart and say, look, come to Vegas. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. So I think that's a really good thing. And of course, we use that Nerd Wallet, which we tell everybody to use to show the comparison in the cost of living as well. So the affordability factors there, but then also the cost of living is lower here in most cases. I know transportation sometimes creeps up there to be a little higher for some reason. I'm not sure because we don't travel that much. So I don't know. I don't know how they came up with that stat. So I can't really speak to it.
Well, Annetta also asked you, how do you keep up on all the stuff that's going on? You're always filled with all these facts and figures, and you said you just do what?
Well, I read the newspaper every day for one thing.
That's what you said. You have to subscribe, and you have a digital version?
Yes. It's real simple. And, I just go to business, and if there's something interesting there, I cut it out and read it and talk about it. And then I go to see what the interest rates are doing, which I did today. And then I go to Inman News sometimes. Lately, it hasn't been that exciting, but a lot of times it is. And then, Jimmy, if you saw this here, let me put this back, because when you go here, Jimmy, to the where I got this. Mm-hmm. So on your Realtor, on your GLVAR, on your login, you will see applied analysis as one of the icons. And that's where I went to get this. Mm-hmm. Now, what you have to do, though, you have to spend some time, and because I was looking for something like this, and so you have to kind of fish around there to see, because it's a huge site. Applied Analysis has tons of economic information, and you can see there they've got economy, labor, real estate. They do things for taxes and utilities. So they're all over the board when it comes to the stats for Las Vegas. So sometimes you have to do some research. This probably took me an hour or two yesterday to get this together, and then you know me, I'm always putting, like, I put this on states higher median than Las Vegas, and I put the little check marks there. So I do a little bit of artwork on it. And then I put at the bottom there where they can go to get this. Because maybe if you all go there, you'll start fishing around, because there's not enough time in the day to show everybody everything that it has, and it's good information. And well, guess what? When you talk to people, they say, how's the real estate market, right? I tell everybody, print this out, take it with you, and then print something like this out and say, oh, well, look how we're faring. Las Vegas is doing great. And then I have another piece of information today that I found that I'll share. And that's this one. They say our foreclosures are not increasing, Jimmy. Right.
Of course not. Why would you lose your house? You don't need to get foreclosed on when you have a bunch of equity.
Exactly.
You knew that. You predicted that a year ago. Is there going to be a foreclosure wave? No. You don't have too much equity.
150 million homes in the United States. Amazing. And over the past 10 years, they have gained equity in double digits. It's so why would there be foreclosures? Now, there's always going to be some foreclosures. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think one of our agents in our Buffini class is the family's getting divorced. They've got tax liens on their house, so on and so forth. And so, yeah, they foreclosure might be an option for them because they haven't been paying their mortgage, because they're getting divorced, and because they have all, So there are situations, and 21 out of, 700,000 households here. Mm-hmm. I think that's right. The number. Yeah. Right. So to have 21 isn't even 0.004. If you do the math, it's hard. It's not even a percentage.
Right.
I mean, it's almost nothing. It's almost nothing. So that's really good.
Well, you had another student in Buffini ask you about the entertainment, because there's so much to do here. And you kind of keep an eye on that too. You see what's coming up. And I mean, Celine Dion's opening in Resorts World. That's a pretty big deal. She's going to pack that place.
Oh my gosh, yes, she is. And of course the 4th of July parade is coming back to Summerland. That's really good news, and Summerland has what is it, 200,000 people live in Summerland, something ridiculous.
I don't know the number, but I know that's a nice reason to reach out to somebody. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're just letting them know, here's what's going on in your community.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you need to do. And Jimmy, what's on your agenda this week?
Well, I'm going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
If I have something scheduled, but I think it's going to cancel. And if it does cancel, then I'll be here.
Okay.
And the other days I have coaching in the mornings, except for possibly Friday. I'm my coaching client on Friday is going in for surgery on Wednesday, so I don't think I'll have that. So I should be here Friday. So
I won't
maybe
be here
tomorrow for sure.
yeah.
Friday.
Well, Friday, maybe you and Kane can do the show because I'll be on my way to California.
All right.
Well, yeah, our annual physical.
Okay. Well, if Kane sets it up, I'll be there.
Okay. We can talk. And then I won't be there for Buffini. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And, Jimmy, in our Buffini class on Friday, I reached out and I asked people, why aren't you doing this magical recipe for success?
Right. I was there. I heard you.
And I asked the question because I want to try to help people get over whatever it is, their fear, is it their lack of self-esteem? Is it they don't think it works? What do you think it is?
I just think it's not easy. We have so many good choices to do. I mean, I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time reading. I want to spend time. We have so many good choices. We only have, Brian Buffini did a show with a guy named Tony Schwartz. It's a 6 CD thing, and it's about energy. And Tony Schwartz says, we all have a limited amount of will and discipline. And for us to use that will and discipline to follow a diet or to work out or to read the paper, everything that we do requires a withdrawal of that reservoir of will and discipline. And it takes discipline. I mean, Brian Buffini set his discipline up in systems. And one of our students, I think it was Victor, said, he came in, he had a system, his 10 note cards were on the computer keyboard. So he systemized it. And I think that's where maybe a lot of them are just dropping the ball as far as making it into a system. They know what to do, but they haven't implemented the system. And when they do that, then it gets easier. It's not hard to brush your teeth. It's not hard to take a shower. You do it every single day, sometimes 3 times a day or whatever.
Yes.
But how often do you write notes? 3 times a week, 4 times a week. That's not enough to have a system that's so much like a routine. Routines get done, and it's not easy to build a routine. It's just not easy. That's why the people that are living the good life, he puts them on a video because they built the routine and they're famous for it. It's not easy.
So, I want to do the 100 Days of Greatness again in the fall, and I would like to, with your collaborate with you about this. Anybody that took this class needs to take the next one. Repetition, right? Repetition.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That perhaps maybe this just blindsided them because we have a lot of fairly new agents in the class. And then we have some agents that have been in business but are trying to resurge their business. And maybe they need to hear it again.
Well, it's not going to hurt them for sure.
As long as it's okay with you, I think that I will, reach out to people and tell them that I think they should do that. And then as far as advertising that Buffini class for the fall, I would love you to maybe take some time and think about how we can do it I don't know that I want to Zoom anymore.
Right.
It doesn't work in my opinion.
Not for this. I agree.
And it's not that they're not watching, it's that they're not getting the energy in the class and getting the interaction with the other students. And I think that is a part of the whole 100 Days to Greatness.
Well, you're not accountable to a phone call. I mean, you got to show up and say, oh, no, I didn't get it done. Well, what did you do? Well, you did this. Okay, well, next week, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it, is that accountability. And when you show up and have to tell people you didn't do it, after about 3 weeks, you get tired of telling them that. You just say, hell, it's easier to just do it than tell them I didn't do it.
Right. And holding people accountable, I think, is a difficult thing. It is. And I love the time blocking. I love how Buffini tells you, this is what you need to do every day. And this is how many hours it takes. Right. I mean, I think that's what blows me away, is that the formula is there. You have to have a formula.
He definitely has the map laid out. If you just follow the map, you're going to get there. But you got to follow the map. You know what they say, the map is not the journey. The map is not the journey. The journey is the journey. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to do an ethics class on Thursday.
Okay.
I think it's Procuring Cause.
Yes, it is. You're right.
Yeah. Jimmy, we have the buyer brokerage class that you created.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think we're going to teach that this month, I believe. Let's see. We're teaching it this month.
Yeah, we're on next Thursday, the 24th.
The 24th.
2 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, good. And then remember the law.
Because they need 2 contracts classes now to renew. They need 2 contracts classes. So that's why we wrote the second one.
And then the law and disclosure class. What happened to that? Because I was looking through my emails this weekend and I couldn't find it. I know they changed it to a contracts class.
They did.
But I don't have, but they never gave us a CE number for it.
Yeah, they did.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to find it.
Okay. I was kind of crestfallen when they didn't give us law for that. And I kind of had a bad attitude about it, but it is a contracts class. And there are disclosures in there that agents don't know about, that they really should understand. I get agents asking me questions about disclosures that I'm thinking they should by now know this stuff. So it's an important class. And they just have 2 contracts class, and they might be tired of writing and presenting the contract. Show me something new. Okay, we got something new.
Yeah, we do. And lastly, today, I want to just, I keep, me preaching, lecturing, whatever you want to call it, reaching out to people, that they've got to start, upside down, showing people, what's going on in our market as giving value, and it's so easy to do. And I wanted to show my friend here who, she's from Florida, Boca Raton. Her name is Michelle Belisaro, and she is an Instagram queen, but she also loves stories on Facebook. So I thought that I would show everybody what she does. Now she's on her way to a listing appointment, okay? But there's 2 things here that she does that I think are so easy. And, stories are only 30 seconds. So it just, can't be that difficult. And I think people say, well, I don't want to do that every day. Why not? The stats change every day. The interest rates went up today. I mean, there's information here that we give everybody every day that they can chirp about for at least 30 seconds. So let's watch this real quick.
So send good vibes. And I was looking at the market stats from April, and 2020 we had 5.1 months of inventory on the market for single family homes, and as of April we had 1.2. Boom.
So you back, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So, I mean, how difficult is that to do?
I'm washing my comforter, and guess what?
I'm going to get rid of her. I mean, how easy is that? She did 2 really cool things. She said, I'm on my way to a listing appointment. She was all dressed up in pink. She looked gorgeous, and I don't know, she must have a ring kit or something for her phone because the lighting was good, which is easy, less than $100 for that. And then she just talked about the stats a little bit. Now you can get creative and you can say, click below to get, or go to my website, or go here or go there to get the hard copy of it or whatever, but at least talk about it. Mm-hmm. And then I love the way she flipped through the MLS.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, the exposure, it doesn't have to be, I think people overanalyze, analysis paralysis sets in with people. I mean, just do something like that every day. And Stories has some of the best real estate on Facebook. And you can do reels like that on Instagram. And you can do short things on LinkedIn. So, everybody's getting into that. So if you're giving something of value, now I put the coffee thing in there because I don't think that's, I think she should have saved that for a different day. I'm kind of critiquing what she did. So she did her listing thing, then she did the coffee thing. Then she did something about waiting for the locked man, and she was very unhappy because he was so loud. I wouldn't have done that. So I just clipped those 2 little pieces that I thought, if everybody just did that every day. And then if you want to do, or not every day, but let's say every other day, and then on every other day, you do something personal or something, that's not real estate related, perhaps. So anyway, I just pleading for people to do that. as always, so that we stay top of mind and that people realize the importance of a database. Jimmy, can you just speak to that for a minute?
Well, I think the database is, I mean, the statistics from NAR, 44% of our business comes from referrals, and strangers don't refer you. This is something you say all the time. If they don't know you, they can't refer you. So if you're really paying attention to your database, and it doesn't have to be real estate, but it has to be consistent. And that's the magic of the Buffini thing. There's not just Popeyes, because that's hard, but the emails, electronic emails, that's easy. And you have, when I go in your office, I see a box of envelopes, all addressed, all stamped. Snail mail is way more impacting than email, because we get hundreds of email. I get 5 or 6 pieces of mail in my box, and 4 of them are advertising. Yeah. You know, one of them might be something I want to open up or whatever, like something from you about real estate. That might be something of item of value.
Yes.
But, if you're not paying attention to your database, someone else is.
And, you know, I know you said that, you know, the Popeyes are a little bit more difficult, but I am very much on people getting a farm.
Yes, for sure. I agree with you. We're in sync on that. I've told Michael Hines, how many people are in your farm? How many have you actually talked to? And so he's really learning how to dial in what to do with the farm. He said, I have 2,000 people on my farm. That's too many. Pick your favorite neighborhood in that 2,000. What's your favorite? How many homes are in there? Have you talked to those people? If you haven't talked to those people, you have no business doing 2,000. 2,000, that's for someone like Annetta. She can do 2,000 because she's been in that market, in that area for a long time, very consistently in there. So she can get away with it. He's new. He can't. 200, 300 would be plenty for him.
Yes. And I, of course, because he's new, 100 would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, or maybe 200, pick 2 different subdivisions and just start seeing if you can't get, you know, some people to know, like, and trust you, because you're showing up, you're popping by, whatever, you're calling them, you're texting them. We talk about that all the time. Just staying in touch with people. And Jimmy, it just doesn't take that long. And I'm searching for the answer to why people don't do it more.
It's just work. It's just work. Not everybody wants to work that hard.
Well, you know what I say, get a job. Well, Jimmy, so you're going to be here tomorrow. That's fantastic. Lots of things we can talk about. So if you want to text me later or something that you want to discuss tomorrow, that would be great. Okay. Or we can just banter like we did today. I always have stats or something to show people that we can talk about. So,
well, the entertainment thing was good too. 4th of July is coming up right around the corner. And, you know, you talk about your farm. If you were going to put flags in people's yards on the 4th of July, you better get them ordered this week or they won't be here in time.
Yeah, John, you know, John did that. He's got a little subdivision behind the office that he has, it's only got 75 homes in it, Jimmy. And he's hired one of his employees, has 3 boys that are sitting around at home, out of school. So they're punching holes in his business cards, taking a pipe cleaner, wrapping it around the flag. And on Friday, because I think 4th of July is on Sunday, on Friday, they're going to go and put the 75 flags in his farm. So
yeah, smart. Really
and smart. I mean, this is like under $100.
That's an item of value right there. That little flag is just an item of value just by itself.
And with your card on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he ordered the pipe cleaners. He did it all himself. And then he found the kids to do it. And they're jazzed about it.
Yeah, awesome.
It's going to be hot out there. So, yes, and Father's Day is coming up Sunday, too. That's another good reason to reach out to people.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, everybody. Thank you for today. Jimmy and I will be back tomorrow. And go Knights, go. Woohoo!
That's probably what we'll talk about tomorrow.